Hey guys, Adam aka CSRadical here. It's 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm in my car. I got here to work stupid early. Why? Because it's the only goddamn time I can record anymore. So there's a long story about this. I should have had a video or two or five about, let's say a week ago. Tried to record and the car's too loud. Because I figured, okay, if I don't have time at home, what I'll do is I'll start recording while I'm driving to work every day. So that's because the drives usually go anywhere between 20 to 30 to 40 minutes, sometimes depending on traffic. So I'm like, well, there's a good time to record. Obviously, I'm not going anywhere else, and I'm not going to be doing anything else except driving. So, talking is not exactly the hardest multitasking to do. Turns out, no matter what I have, whether it's a lav mic with my phone, whether it's this portable recorder that I've bought, the car is too goddamn loud. Actually, the turn signal is too fucking loud. So I was trying to find different options. I tried to get a workaround, and then eventually I just gave up and said, you know what I'll do? I'll just leave the house half an hour early every morning that I want to record something, and I'll just sit here with the car off and record. Now, hopefully, as I say this, it's 6 in the morning. It's obviously February. It's not exactly going to be warm as shit out here, so I'm hoping that at least the heat will stay in this car for about, let's say 15 minutes, and I won't freeze to death trying to talk to you guys. But yeah, I've been trying to do this for a while because I know that I need to record more stuff. I'm trying to find ways to do it. And a lot of it has to do with, right now, my job that I'm currently going to be going to in about 30, 45 minutes. I've been working a lot of hours late. I've had, 12-hour shifts consistently as of recently. Because what's happened is that a bunch of guys in my department have all gone down with either injuries or some other really shitty and crazy stuff. So what's happened is that normally we have a guy on a closing shift, but we don't have anybody that can do it. And we don't have enough people that can do one or the other. It's literally me and one other guy, and we're always here in the morning. So what happens now is every day we're switching who stays late till it's time to close. There's no definite answer. Usually, if it's a nice day, you're going to get out at 5, but there are days where I've been out at 7. And I've started at 6:45 in the morning, so you do the math. I'm working like almost 13-hour shifts. So my time has already been limited as is. And then any free time I get, I have to try to get all my anime through, which is usually anywhere between 4 to 8 hours, depending on how many shows I've been watching, especially first couple of weeks when I have a lot more shows in the lineup. So that's a thing. And then not to mention, I play hockey, right now, and then once we get to the spring and summer, it becomes soccer and softball. Not to mention that I have a social life that's become much bigger than it ever has been before. I go out so much more than I used to. And still at the same time, I'm still a gamer at heart. I'm trying to be able to play some games. Like right now, I was going to try to play Monster Hunter World, and I can't get into it. A, because I don't have the time to get into it, and B, because if I'm not playing with friends, and I'm so far behind that I can't really, without them basically pulling the weight for me, it's not as fun as I wanted it to be. So right now I'm playing Watch Dogs 2 and playing a couple hours whenever I have a chance to. So with all that being said, just finding time to record just wasn't happening. So what I was trying to do was figure out a way to get some time in, because the other part of why I'm doing this is because a lot of the stuff that I am saying, while I know it's controversial, I don't really care that it's controversial. That's not the problem. What it really is that I'm living in a house right now where there are people in the house that I don't necessarily need them to openly hear what I'm saying. Not because I don't think they would be offended, but because I don't want to have the conversation. There's one specific person that I live with where I just can't get myself to have that kind of conversation, because it always devolves into something completely non-existent. Like this person, I shit you not, there was 1 week where this person brought up literal shit, as in poop, 3 different times in conversations that I had with her. One had to do with fucking cloth diapers that she used when she was a kid. One of them had to do with the sewage system in India. I'm not fucking kidding, guys. This is conversation just randomly got brought up. I didn't bring shit up. This just happens. And I can't remember what the third one was. But those are the 2 that stuck out. So when out of nowhere we can have conversations like that, it's really hard for me to want to, spend an hour or two just sitting in front of a microphone and just spewing. So I figure for the stuff that is a little more controversial, I can at least do this and record here where it's quiet and I don't have to worry about anybody listening in on this. So it's nice. I really do like that. And hopefully this is an option that works out really well. I'm hoping that this microphone also doesn't sound like crap, but since there's no background volume, unless a car comes by in the next little while, which even then I don't think it'll be that loud. Unless somebody's like fucking speeding around a muscle car, but then again. But anyway, if you're listening here from the blog page, which I'm sure a bunch of you are, I really got to thank you guys for hanging out, for hanging in there with me, because holy crap, like I've gone so back and forth with stuff. Anybody who's been there long enough has known that, a year ago I was doing something almost every day. And as my social life began to evolve, as I started becoming busier and busier, especially with work back into play, it was really hard to balance everything. And then on top of that, a lot of the stuff I was writing just wasn't fun anymore. Like I wasn't engaged with what I was doing. So it's really hard to justify anything when you aren't even into it yourself. And it became like that. It became work for a while. So things started slowly going away. My waifu friend with benefits one night stand article went away. The sexy beauty cutie articles went by the wayside because, eventually when you do an article where you're talking about just characters over and over again, you start running out of characters that you're that enthusiastic of talking about. Same went for the character spotlight, the anime spotlight, and the gaming spotlight articles. It just came down to the fact that I was starting to force myself to write articles because I wasn't getting games or shows or characters themselves that I wanted to write about. And even if I did, I couldn't really write that much about it, to the point that, I would just be fluffing my article if I was going to get it, to some decent length. The top 10s are the only thing that I can keep coming back to whenever I want. I'm actually considering maybe doing some music top 10s and just going through band catalogs and giving my top 10 songs of that. That's something that's in the works, though. I have to kind of set some time aside to work on that again. But the biggest thing I'm trying to do now is to get a lot more done on YouTube and hopefully, get more content like this out. Because if I can record here, if I get to work half an hour early every day, that gives me plenty of time to record a 15, 20-minute snippet of something. So that's going to be the path going forward, and hopefully I can figure out what I'm doing, when it comes to, like, I got a bunch of videos that I already have in my head that I want to record, and then it's just going to be a matter of figuring out when to record. So, other than that, guys, like I said, I just got to thank you for sticking with me, and, hopefully in the future, I can keep doing this, and there's going to be a lot more. At least that's the plan. So, thanks for hanging with me, guys, and I will see you when the next one comes out. And I got a bunch of ideas, like, I do want to talk about just the idea of video games again getting banned or getting blamed for shootings and stuff again. I got to talk about a few articles that I've seen. Like, there's one specifically that I've been trying to get at for a while and I just haven't had time to. It's about the idea that people have a problem with black cosplayers because they don't think it looks like the character, and that's something I really want to get into. But yeah, that's going to be stuff that gets done in the future, and obviously if things become topical, that'll be something that, we see in the horizon as well. So once again, guys, thanks for sticking out, especially you guys on the blog page, because you've dealt with this crap for a lot longer. And, hopefully I'll see you with something else in the week to come. Take it easy.